Global development is fueled by natural resources, but extracting them can have adverse impacts on biodiversity. BHP has partnered with Conservation International to bolster its efforts on land management and biodiversity conservation, both within operations and more broadly. A core focus of this partnership is promoting effective application of the mitigation hierarchy. By understanding and applying the mitigation hierarchy, BHP can minimize impacts to biodiversity while contributing to lasting environmental benefits. The mitigation hierarchy is an approach that allows companies to minimize and, if necessary, compensate for potential environmental impacts due to development. It involves planning activities using 4 steps: avoidance, mitigation, rehabilitation, and compensatory actions. The first 2 steps seek to prevent significant impacts, while the second 2 seek to address any unavoidable impacts. Step 1. Avoid. The simplest way to mitigate impacts is to avoid creating any in the first place. For example, by conducting early screening to identify important biodiversity features and then managing activities to avoid disturbing them. Step 2. Minimize. When a company cannot completely avoid adverse impacts, it can seek to minimize them. For instance, traffic within a mine may produce dust, which can negatively impact flora and fauna. To mitigate these impacts, the company may water dirt roads, reducing dust and any associated negative impacts in the process. Step 3. Rehabilitate. A company should seek to rehabilitate or restore areas to which impact could not be avoided. This can include revegetation of inactive areas during a mine's life and removing mining infrastructure at the end of mining to encourage natural regeneration of the ecosystem. Step 4. Compensate. If residual impacts remain to important biodiversity or ecosystems, compensatory actions are implemented to account for the impact and deliver enduring benefits. It is important to remember that applying compensatory action is to be considered a last resort and that not all impacts can be offset. Compensating activities occur before or during the operational life and can be accomplished in several ways, including establishing a protected area near the impacted site so that benefits can flow back to impacted ecosystems, or if no area is available, by supporting conservation of areas that are of a higher conservation priority than those affected by the project elsewhere in the landscape. Following the mitigation hierarchy makes sense for businesses and nature. To learn more about the CI-BHP Alliance and how it promotes use of the mitigation hierarchy, visit www.conservation.org/BHP.